because this place where we are right now, what we're experiencing, this is not normal. This is different. My business partner trying to discourage me. Oh, don't go on now. You were on last week. I woke up with anxiety this morning. Not last week, this morning. I'm the motivator. If I woke up with anxiety and I'm here trying to find what should I be taking, all the other stuff y'all telling me, there's some other folk out here dealing with that too. Somebody could hear what I say, it would mean something to them that will help them to get on the other side of what they're dealing with. And I want to get something out of this too. I'm human. And I don't even know why I was feeling anxious and feeling anxiety. Oh, I know. Oh, be anxious for nothing. Easier said than done. All this stuff going on. The Delta virus, a Delta variant that's easier to spread and more lethal, and the Lambda virus and the monkeypox and shortage of chicken wings. Come on. You can't make this stuff up. This is crazy. And all these mixed messages. It's crazy. From family members who are on both sides of this stuff. I just want to live and have peace and create special moments with the family and be able to do God's work. And you know what I found out? People who are doing this disinformation, people who do evil in the world, as Bob Marley say, they don't take a day off. They work on Sundays too. Yes, they do. I ain't making this up. Y'all know some crazies out here. This is a different kind of place. So I got something for those of you that can hear me. Those of you that you're not my people, you're not my peeps, keep moving. Go do something else. Don't listen to me. I know I'm not talking to everybody because I've got a message that's for certain kinds of people who have a positive mindset, or people who are open to the possibilities. No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. That's who I'm talking to. I'm not talking to people who want to zone out on alcohol or drugs. No. I'm talking to someone who said, you know what, man? I've taken so many hits. I'm just tired. I understand. I've been so tired. I've been talking to squirrels. I got a squirrel friend named Tyrone. So here's what I want to say to you. As you look at yourself, look at your life during the pandemic and out of the pandemic, here's what I had to do to deal with my anxiety today. Oh, you, Les Brown, you have anxiety? Yes, I deal with anxiety. When you know that you can, it's one thing if somebody's breath is kicking like Bruce Lee, but when you can smell somebody's breath and you can die, oh, that creates anxiety. that takes the program to a whole new level. I was in New York and everybody around me got real lax. Oh, I had the vaccination. Come on, let's pause for a picture. And I'm looking for, where are the people who are helping me? And their masks were off too. I say, Lord, I need some covering up in here. And I just thank God I got through that. I got through that. But I said, you know what, Lord, I don't believe in you working overtime. You ain't got to worry about me no more going up in any place like that. No. No, I have a whole entourage of security guards. No, I'm not putting myself at risk. Oh, I'm vaccinated. Is that right? Yeah, well, they say people who are vaccinated, not only can they get the virus, they can spread it. Is that right? Yeah, they got all kind of confusing stuff. Now, you need the booster. Oh, is this booster one? And then there's going to be, oh, you need a second booster. Oh, is that right? I'm going to take both of them. And you're probably going to need a third booster. Oh. I just booster. Here, I want you to write this down. What you're going through, you will get through. That's what I had to say to myself. Les, what you're going through right now, you will get through. See, this is a time that you have to have an affirmative, convicted conversation with yourself. They gave me some CBD oil and they're trying to give me some wheatgrass. I said, no, thank you. Next thing y'all gonna come up and trying to give me some castor oil. No! No! Homie ain't doing that. I'm taking so much stuff fighting inside of me. When I get well, I won't know what got me well. You know. So I talk to myself, Les, this is not come to stay. This feeling of anxiety, why don't you lay down? No, I don't want to lay down. Well, why don't you just stand up? My back hurts when I stand up. Well, why don't you go for a walk? Okay. Oh my goodness. And I had said to myself, Les, this has not come to stay. It's come to pass. Play something. Jerusalem, yeah, play that. See, can you bust a move with that right about now? Maybe that exercise will help to calm you down. Do some deep breathing. Yeah, that'll help. I feel good. What are you anxious about? I don't know. It's just so much going on. Maybe I just shouldn't even try and peek at the television or the news. I got to put myself on a mental fast because I'm an empath. Yeah. So talk to yourself. That's what I did. And I feel better. And I had to call somebody to get a massage too. And I couldn't even get on the table. I was so anxious. I said, no, just my neck and my shoulders and my head, I'll be fine. All right? And I started feeling better, talking to myself and playing soft music and playing and lighting some lavender candles. I'm creating an environment of peace. And I'm going to journal after I talk to you. I'm dealing with all kind of stuff. Just connected with my birth family. I'm still processing that. I'm asking God, what am I to do with this? I'm 75. What am I to do with this? One of my nieces, she has COVID. My daughter had it and my son-in-law. So I feel like something coming for me. I don't want to go to the grocery store. No, I ain't going to no grocery store. I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to stay in the house and talk to Tyrone, my squirrel friend. What you're going through, you will get through. Say that to yourself over and over and over again. Listen to something that gives you peace. that gives you a sense of calm. Music soothes the savage beast. Here's something else. When you are dealing with anxiety, watch something that can distract you, or do something that can distract you. So I've been looking for some old funny movies that I can watch and crack up. Old Richard Pryor movies. Richard Pryor, back in the day, he was the dude. I'm pulling out old Richard Pryor stuff that I can watch and crack up like I'm seeing it for the first time. And I got my lavender candles playing. They're lighting up, and I'm going to take a nice soothing bath, not a shower, but a bath to calm. Probably have some rose petals in the bathtub. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that sounds really soothing. Yeah, that's calm. Yeah. And I'm not going to answer my phone. No. Why? People, they call you. This is Sunday. And I'm not going to ask anybody how you doing. Why? Because they might tell you. I get stressed out. No. Here's something else. Do what's in your hands. Do what you can handle and leave the rest to God. Do your part, but leave the rest to God and give yourself a break. You need a break, especially caregivers. You need a break. Well, I wish my twin brother can hear me. He can't hear me. He can't hear me. Come for me, he turns a deaf ear to me. Whatever. Don't speak where you don't have a voice. And don't take on people's stuff. No. I've been getting up at 3:30 in the morning thinking about what are the things on my plate that don't belong to me. It don't belong to me. That I've been doing it and being busy, and for what? If I drop right now, that stuff will get done or it won't get done. I hope you can hear me. And then do something for somebody else. And motivation, inspiration, and humor is like a perfume. You can't sprinkle on others without getting a few drops on yourself. Just talking to you right now, I feel good. I'm feeling better. Yes, I am. Yes. Here's something else. Go for a walk. Go for a walk. Is there anything else, Les? Yes. Write a letter to yourself and a letter to God. I wrote a letter to myself. Self, I've been a bad boy. I was so supposed to be working on a six-pack. Then I ate something I should have eaten. I said to myself to justify it, I saw a skinny man get hit by a truck. Had he had a little bit more cushion, he might have lived. I've been a bad boy. So I'm getting back. I'm getting my strength back. I'm getting my power back. Self, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get this weight off me. I'm not going to use this as an excuse to keep it on because of the medication they're pumping me with every 90 days. I got to fight this. I know it. I got to be willing to put in the work. And I'm going to do that. I got to be willing to put in the work. Nothing works unless I work. So I'm going to focus on myself. As soon as I get through and I'm going to do 5 setups. 5. And tomorrow, 6. The next day, 7. Yeah. Start out small. Robert Schuller said, by the yard is hard, but inch by inch, anything is a cinch. And then I'm going to do some leg raises too. And then I'm just going to do green tea that fights cancer. Green tea and some vegetable smoothies. Yeah, that's good. And then I'm going to talk to friends that put my mind in a very good space, that we can laugh and talk about each other and make each other feel good. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. What else will you do? Okay, I think that's I mentioned the journaling. I'm going to be listening to some of my own motivational materials that say, motivate me, motivator. Motivate me. Homie needs some motivation right about now. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. And then I'm going to call my brothers that I did not know I had on call them today. Talk to George Rucker. Talk to my brother, George. And I'm talking to you. And I'm going to pray. I give thanks, Lord, that I have life, that you're removing this anxiety. I give thanks that I have a voice, that I woke up in my right mind this morning, that I can hear, I can see. Give thanks for my family and friends and for the people who can hear my voice and are influenced by my voice. I give thanks that you're allowing me to be a blessing to others, as well as myself. I give thanks to my grandmother, Beulah Rucker, out of Gainesville, Georgia, as well as Mamie Brown, my adopted mother, and my birth mother, Dorothy Bell. Two powerful women. Whoever said a woman can't raise a boy to be a man, they're just flat out alive. Here's something else. You have to put up a fight in this thing called life. You gotta fight for peace of mind. You gotta fight for a good relationship with yourself. You gotta fight to want to stay here. You can get tired and say, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. I think that's what some people doing. No. We got children. Our children are checking out as young as 4 years old. Create an environment that's conducive for them wanting to live. And it's not what we leave for our children, it's what we leave in them. And so, when I look at my children back there, boy, it seemed like overnight they grew. I was saying to my grandson, Honor, this morning, I said, man, this week went fast. He said it sure did. Seemed like things are going faster, picked up pace. I said, you only 7 years old. You only been here a hot minute. What do you know about that? You don't even have a watch. Ain't this something? I'm like, oh, it sure is, Grandpa. That's it. Come on. These are old people being born. That boy, I'm so proud of him. He hit the jackpot when he got John Leslie as his father in the studio now. I want to say this to you. Where we are, you were made for this. We've been through some stuff before. The suicide rate has increased dramatically. When I was a kid, and let me share this with you, how I know we can get through this. It was unheard of black people committing suicide. And I'm not being racist now, but we felt that was something that white people did because we were scared to die. Now, you got young black kids committing suicide, and Puerto Ricans and different other minorities. Young. When I was coming up, we went through some stuff. You think that these cops are relentless and brutal and shoot first and ask questions later now? Back when I was coming up, there was no such thing as filing charges against them. There's so much stuff going on now. This is a reckoning that's being revealed, but at the end of the day, hey, when people talk about back in the day, I remember back in the day. Nobody was committing suicide. They were fighting, trying to deal with it. This is no time to fold and talk about, oh, we're dealing with systemic racism. Is that right? I never would have known that if you hadn't told me. The system is stacked against us. Is that a surprise? Is that a revelation? Oh, the devil is a liar. He told the truth that time. It's stacked against you. Find a way to win. Find a way to create something, a life that you love, and love the life that you live. And don't come up with these empty slogans. Oh yes. When are you going to start living your dream? I'm waiting on God. No, God waiting on you. You have something special. Who is it that can relate and anticipate with me? If you understand, sometimes you can just feel anxiety and you don't have a target for it. You know, I just couldn't put my hand on it. Just feeling anxious. I walked outside, it was too hot. Came back in, it was cool. Oh, hot flashes. I call them power surges. It's like a full court press. That just stuff. I just feel like something's coming for me. I'm not caring, but I'm thinking about it. So if it comes and catch me, I want to light them up. It just feels like life coming at me. It is coming for me. You 77? Hey, look here, Delta variant. We got a 77-year-old over here. He's in Atlanta. Yeah, he underlying issues. Oh yeah, type 2 diabetes. Yeah, high blood pressure. Overweight. Yep. And a little touched in the head. But they won't find me. I got a secret chamber I'll hide under the bed. I'm in the house by myself. I'm home alone. I'm just lonely. Tyrone, we're lonely, but I'm gonna teach you how to play bid whist. Have you ever tried to teach a squirrel how to play bid whist? Now, most of y'all don't know anything, especially these young people, about bid whist. It's a card game. But he taught me how to speak squirrely, such as,
Can you offer some kind of relief or solution for these people, or direction to point them into? Because I've myself felt it, and it's felt overpowering at times.
Yes.
And I feel blessed through faith and through a number of other practices to work through that, where I don't feel that often or at all anymore. But curious from your standpoint, A, if you've ever experienced anything like that, B, what you would say to someone listening who may label themselves, back to the label as mentally retarded, labeled as I have anxiety, or I'm an anxious person, that labeling. Just curious if you have a message for those people.
Ask yourself, what am I looking at? Flip Wilson, a comedian years ago, millennials wouldn't know about this. He said, what you see is what you get. Okay? Yeah. My favorite book says, I'll give you all your eyes can see. We can't control the thoughts that come in our minds, but we can control the thoughts that we dwell on. Yeah. And so what I do, and helped me to get over anxiety, I had to discipline myself to focus on peace. We can't control the thoughts that come in our minds, but we can control the thoughts that we dwell on. When I go to get an MRI, I have to settle myself because I'm overcoming claustrophobia.
Yes.
And during the time that I went to get an MRI, I was married to Gladys Knight, and wrote, who sang the song Midnight Train to Georgia? I used to be the conductor of the Midnight Train. Now I'm just a passenger. But through the hoopla that I was there and they were getting autographs from her, they forgot I was in there, hands crossed, and they had this sound that came out. Da-da-da-da-da-da. They said, keep your eyes closed. I opened my eyes and I felt like I was in a casket. And I said, Lord, help me not to panic. Help me not to embarrass myself. And I wanted to say the 23rd Psalm, and I know it like the back of my hand. And all I could say, the Lord is my shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd. I can do this. I can do this. This is not a coffin. I can do this. This is coming to an end soon. It went over because they got distracted. And finally, they said, oh my God, the door opened, bam! I could hear them out there. I bet you he's gonna sue us. He's gonna report us. I could hear them talking. And they came and they opened the door and they pulled me out. They said, we're so sorry. We're so sorry. Are you going to report us? I said, no. But you're going to report me because I left you a little gift in there. Next time I drove by that hospital, they had that machine on the outside of the building. I'm just playing, but I'm serious. But I had to harness my thoughts that I'm at peace. I can do this. Every moment, I'm getting stronger. And I did. And what we have to do, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. When they demanded of the Jewish carpenter, when the kingdom of God shall come, he said, the kingdom of God cometh not by observation. They shall say, it's neither lo there, lo here. Behold, the kingdom of God is within you. Then I say, that kingdom of potential, that kingdom of faith, of courage, of strength, is voice activated. Death and life is in the tongue. Why would the book of life say death and life is in the tongue rather than life and death is in the tongue? Because most of us, with our minds conditioned by the world, speak death rather than life. I can't deal with this. I said, I can deal with this. I'm handling this. I'm stronger than this experience. I've been here before. As has been said by Goethe, that which does not kill you will make you stronger. Those words, it strengthened me. And so now when I go, I'm not as afraid as I once was. I make sure I go to the bathroom before I do. Oh no, he didn't go there. I'm turning red as I talk about it, but you can't see.
I love it. No, that's so helpful. It's the, again, back to that daily practice of
Yes.
self-talk.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's called, psychologists call it your self-explanatory style. What are the things that you're accustomed to saying to yourself? And what you listen to, you turn into. You want to listen to things that will override and crowd out all those negative words and concepts that's in our brain that we pick up between 0 and 5 as in the book called Learned Optimism, that during that time, the things we pick up, we are a sponge. It determines the choices we make, how we see the world. There's a voice in the word in our heart that says yes or it says no.
Yeah.
And so we have to reprogram that mindset if it does not serve us.
Yeah.
And we have the ability to do that.
And so someone who's afraid to like get in an elevator, let's say they have
Yes.
a fear of for whatever reason, when they were 0 to 5, maybe they got stuck in an elevator. I'm making that up. Where do they start today? If they're almost 30, they're afraid as hell to get into an elevator. Where do you start?
I've been there.
Yeah.
Suffering from claustrophobia
Yeah.
and had an anxiety attack. And a friend called me to come downstairs at the Hilton Hotel in LA. And I had to get out of the hotel room and the elevator door opened and my mind said, oh hell no. I ran down the staircase, I got down there, I was out of breath. And I was so filled with anxiety. I held his hand. And fortunately, a friend of mine in White Pleasure, anybody coming by would have thought that we were an item.
Yeah.
I understood that something was up.
Yeah.
And I said, don't move, Dwight. I said, I'm having an anxiety attack. He said, it's okay, Les. It's okay. And he stood there with me till I calmed down. But I had to say to myself over and over again, that's behind me. I'm tired of being embarrassed by this. I'm getting stronger, I'm getting better. I was invited to speak in Turkey recently. And it's a 14-hour flight.
Mm-hmm.
I asked him, how long will it be? 14 hours. I said, damn, I can't do that. I said, how much they're paying? $150,000. I said, I can't do it. Give me a Xanax. Okay. Hypnotize me. I can do it. Okay. And so it's a work, all of us, a work in progress.
Yes.
And we have to make a conscious, deliberate, determined effort to rule our mind. Seek ye first the kingdom. You can't have a kingdom without a king.
Yeah.
And kings rule. And we have to rule over our minds and our life and the choices that we make.
I love that.
Talk about building a network of supportive relationships, the level of harmony and the power that comes out of that, people that you interact with on a regular basis, because a lot of people are facing from loneliness, anxiety, hopelessness, but in order to have harmony, and it's possible, in this space, you can't do this by yourself.
Lev, you said it, the key word, and I've always wondered, what is that one ingredient for a successful life? What can we just get it down to one word? And I think right now, I believe the word is harmony. My understanding of harmony is to have a balance. Balance is where you have different parts, but coming together.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I just said is that there is no one answer to a successful life or a healthy life. Success and health comes when you have the right coalition, where you integrate. Let's just talk about how many changes we have going on. We have the spring season is now upon us. So we had winter, spring, summer, fall. We have day and we have night. We have mind and we have heart. We have faith and we have reason. We have different kinds of people. All of them come together and creating the right balance. So each one of us is important. Each one of us is important, but we're only there as long as there's somebody else there.
Yes.
So very, very important is to get connected.
Yes.
With your family, with your friends, with a group of people of your type, of your network. All of that together gives us a sense of togetherness and harmony.
Rabbi Yossi, it's so very important the point about harmony and building a network of collaborative, positive connections. But there's something else about relationships. And I've heard this said that relationships have seasons. Sometimes somebody comes in your life for a reason, some for a season, and some for a lifetime. And that part of being able to have peace, and I just finished listening to something that really got me. They ask a strategic question: who's in your room? That sometimes we have to make a decision that this relationship is no longer me. I've outgrown this relationship, because they're toxic relationships and negative relationships, that you will never have peace, that you will never have harmony. There's some people who bring the best out of you and some people who bring the worst out of you. And part of that harmony is being able to look at the relationships and ask the strategic question: what is this relationship doing to me? There's a young lady, she has a song, and the title of it is, "I Feel Lonely Whenever You Are Around." And a guy named Frankie Crocker, he was the disc jockey out of New York, he said, "It's better to be alone than to wish you were." Talk about the value of looking at your relationships and asking the question: is this relationship working for me? Some relationships might be working for the other person, but it doesn't work for you because you're not going in the same direction. Sidney Poitier, the Academy Award winner, he said when you go for a walk with someone, he said, something happens without being spoken. He said either you adjust to their pace or they adjust to your pace. Whose pace have you adjusted to? Talk about the value of looking at and taking inventory of who's in your room, who you're surrounded with, who you're interacting with.
That's probably the most important, most challenging part of life, is our relationships. And why is it there? Why do we need to have relationships? Well, once again, we're not meant to be alone. We are part of a bigger picture. And the picture is where we need to bring together parts like a symphony, like a good chocolate cake. All right? I'm in the mood of a chocolate cake right now.
You're looking at what?
Okay, so where's the cream? So what is a good chocolate cake made out of? Lots of ingredients. But the key to it all is the proportions, the amounts. Did you mix it well? And bringing it all together. That is what I think is life is about, bringing things together. I'm only one part of the ingredients.
Got you. But you know, Scott Frank, you, and I'm looking at this in an expansive way. You're a corporate leader. You're a team leader. You have to bring people together. You have to evaluate them. And sometimes you can have a good person in the wrong place, and it won't work. And sometimes in our personal relationships, you have to say, no, you gotta go. Tell me, a difficult situation that you were in, and you had to say to this person, you had to make the decision, because we make decisions and now decisions make us, that you knew in order to have peace and harmony that this person had to go. Give us an example of how you handled that.
So, I approach life from the perspective that nothing happens by accident. Everybody's here for a reason. Even a person that might have to go is here for a reason. And what I encourage everybody to think about when they're with somebody, even somebody that needs to go, is to remind themselves that they're a person. And they're on this planet for a purpose. They've got feelings. By the way, they've got a story. And when you get to know people and really truly understand them, the people that I've had to say, this isn't probably the best position for you, they've actually agreed. So I encourage everybody to connect at a level that's not you telling them, but it's coming together and everybody understanding, this is a right decision for everybody. And it's amazing when you actually get to know people. Again, they may not be the right person for that role, but the right person for something. And, every single thing that happens in our life happens for a reason. It can be a joyous experience. It can be an important lesson. And by the way, lessons can be joyous too, if you actually have the right perspective. But I will just tell you, every single conversation I have with somebody, every single person in my life, first thing, I want to have a peaceful relationship. Don't yell at them. If they say something mean, it doesn't mean I got to say something mean back. It's amazing when you set the tone with a peaceful relationship, how you can have these conversations where you begin to understand each other and see how each other plays roles in each other's lives. And just because they are not the right person for the job in your company doesn't mean that they're not a good person for another job, and even more importantly, even to play a role in your life. And I will tell you, there's people who I've told this isn't the right job for you, who have agreed, and actually I've stayed connected to afterwards and kept up with them with their next job and their families and all the other things that are going on. Every single person who I come in contact with, that's the mindset I try to have. And it all starts with peace. Not everyone's going to be my friend, but I'm not going to fight with anybody. And it's amazing if you have peaceful relationships with everybody, you can then begin to build relationships with people and make music with them where you never would have expected.
Do you, as a leader, how much time do you spend looking at and talking with and investing the time to ask the question, is this a good fit? I did a training the other day, and one of the individuals said, I want you to be my one-on-one coach. And I said to the group, all money is not good money. And I knew he would drive me crazy. And I said, you know what? I know you got something, but I'm not the one. And I'm encouraging you to find someone that your values are similar, that y'all can work together. And I like what your intentions are. We want to do the work that we call the greater work to make the world a better place. But at this stage of my life, at 78, I think you're gonna cause me too much stress up in here, up in here. You're gonna have me saying, you about to make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here. We're on two different pages, because in the presentation and the training, he was using a lot of profanity, and I teach young people that profanity is the strongest expression of a weak mind. But this new area where we are, a lot of people make profanity their new normal. And so I had to say, no, you and I can't do life together. I don't know how much time I got left, but I'm not gonna do it with you. See, you wouldn't wanna be here. And we both laugh, and he said, man, I appreciate your being straight up with me. And there are some times, if you want to have harmony in your life, you have to let go or be dragged. You got to let them go, or they will drag you down. Even in your personal life, if you don't have peace and harmony in your household, it's going to affect your performance in every area of your life. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, and I agree. You need to have peace in all aspects of your life. I think the thing that most people don't think about is the harmony part. So you can, you don't have to have a certain person in your life so you can have more peace, or if they're in your life, don't fight with them. But the thing that I just encourage people to consider is making music with everybody in your life. And I think that's the part where most people don't take the time. They simply are too busy, or they think they got the personality that rubs them wrong, or whatever it is. They can't do the job. I just encourage people to take the time. And one of the tricks that I've learned over the last decade or so is a concept called listen from not knowing. And it's taught by Alan Collins, who wrote the book Do You Quantum Think, and teach those concepts. It's amazing to me. So many times we think we know somebody. It could be a family member, could be someone you work with, and you think like this person says the same thing over and over again. They do the same thing. I keep asking them to do the job, and they're not doing it. They're not listening. Treat that person like you've never met them before.
Yes.
You know that experience with somebody when you first meet them? Like when you first meet someone, like everybody's good. Like you actually are kind of interested and excited. Like treat them like you've never talked to them before and have a conversation, and you will be amazed how if you truly are like really intent on having a new conversation with this person, you will learn things, you will connect at a different level, and you actually will make some music in that conversation. And I'll tell you something, people who work for me, most people who work for me have worked for me for a very long time. And for a variety of reasons. Who knows exactly why? But I will tell you, one of the things that I take pride in myself is I treat everybody on my team like they're going to be successful. And I actually, you asked earlier, when you've told people they need to go. When I've told people they need to go, actually, I get to a place where they know they need to go, and it's not. I've never had to say to someone, bye-bye. You're not the right fit here. They've always known it. But the bigger point is I actually try to get to know people at a level where I can grow them. And I'll tell you something, I coached a lot of youth sports when my kids were younger. And in youth sports are a great opportunity to try this out, because in youth sports, you can't fire the kids.
Yes.
You get your team. But guess what? There's a last pick on your team, and that boy or girl is not going to be as good as your first pick. But guess what? The secret to championships is actually working with your last picks. And really, it's amazing to me over a season how you can develop children. And we won a lot of championships, but even more importantly, we had a lot of children who probably would have given up on the sport, but came back the next season because they had a great experience and their families had a great experience. And it's amazing to watch them blossom. And that's what I try to take to the work world. And I just encourage everybody to actually think, if someone's not doing the job, don't think about firing them. Actually, see if you can connect with them at a different level. See if you can understand them, and see if you can make music with them. And you'll be amazed about the potential and the greatness within everybody on this planet.
People that are hungry believe if you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. People that are hungry believe what Zig said when he said, you give enough people what they want, they will give you what you want. People that are hungry believe always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. People that are hungry are uncommon people. They are say yes to their dreams. They say yes to an opportunity where they can develop their entrepreneurial skills, where they can develop their mind and their leadership skills, where they can become versatile and flexible and create and build a business they can be proud of. People that are hungry have a vision of themselves when they leave here, leaving a legacy and not liabilities. People that are hungry understand that most people die at age 25 and don't get buried till they're 65 because they're not willing to take a chance on themselves. People that are hungry are a rare breed. They're risk takers. I don't know what you want to do. Seemed like yesterday when I was the new kid on the block. Now at 68, I'm the old timer. I used to think people in their 40s were old. Now that I'm 68, I feel like I served at the Lord's Supper. And I know I look young for 68 because I used mascara to cover my gray hair. I was over there asking Maria. I said, Marina, can you have any mascara? She said, oh, you look just fine. My kids say, Daddy, you look distinguished with your gray hair. I said, 68, I'm not trying to look distinguished. I'm trying to look young. I got to tell you this story. Don't tell anybody, please. I gave this speech at the Georgia Dome. And after I finished, it's called It's Not Over Till I Win. And after I finished, somebody came back and said, Mr. Brown, I know you're tired, and our speaker canceled. Do you have enough energy to do another program? I said, no, I'm tired. He said, we can pay you a full fee of $25,000. I said, the Lord is able. So they took me over to the Georgia World Congress Center. And it was an intimate setting. People were very close to the stage. So I looked in the room, and then I went in the restroom and got my little Mademoiselle mascara out to cover up a great, Eva Bush stash and everything. So I came in the room. The lady wanted everybody to know that she knew me. So she said, there he is, Les Brown. I came up on the stage. She holds her cheek out for me to kiss it. I kissed her on the cheek and left this big black smudge on her face. I said, oh my God. So I didn't know what to do, so I just sat down. So the people down front start saying, there's something on your face. She looks at me, she said, what are they saying? I said, I don't know. Then one nosy lady went over there, opened up her pocketbook, and gave her a mirror. Nobody asked her to do that. Getting in the Kool-Aid, don't know the flavor. She looks and see the big black smudge on her face. She said, how did this get here? I said, I don't know, you think maybe some of this rubs off? Well, the reason I'm telling you this, don't worry if I kiss you today, because Marie said, you don't need it, you'll be just fine. You look distinguished, whatever. How many of you like to learn how to improve your presentation skills? Raise your hand. We're going to do a webinar that will walk you through a process and teach you how to tell your story.